What did you think of the bus ride here then?
It's alright. I expect the fun, frolic and violence will start tonight.
Come on, we better hurry up, we're missing valuable drinking time.
Yeah. Hello.
Oh, we've got a message now.
You on Zoom? Smile.
Oh, you should have sent that one too.
Who?
I'll tell you later.
So, it's all this afternoon. It's unusual. You're filming me?
Yeah.
Yeah. Vicky answered.
Liverpool, by Luton, Rockberry and Birkenhead. The 1216 to crew, platform 1, 1216, the Reef Trade Oil Service to crew.
Who ate all the popcorn?
Oh yeah, I'm little lemon.
Did you eat all the popcorn? Yeah.
You ate all the jelly pills.
What's it like watching someone eat so much food then?
Gosh, yeah.
Same road, but you're just a bit higher up so you don't have so far to walk. Right, do you want me to go down then? Dave, can you drop these people as close to St Michael's Church? Taken from the Roman baths, as well as a reconstruction of a hypocaust, which was a Roman type of central heating. It would have stood about 2 or 3 feet off the ground, had a furnace underneath, and that would have heated the air to create the steam. Just look to your left down there, you see the pillars? We're just going into the new gate now. If you look to the right hand side, you can see that little archway there. That was the original gate. That was called the Wolf Gate or Pepper Gate. This is Pepper Street, and the spice merchants would have had their premises around this area. And I don't know if you know, we've got Britain's largest zoo in Chester. There's a lion escaped. If you look behind you can see him on top there. That was taken from the Lion Brewery that would have been along the left-hand side. If you look to the right for me very quickly, you can see this church here. That was the Church of St Michael. It's now Chester's Heritage Centre, and we were the first to have a heritage centre in Britain. We were the first ones to have one here in Chester. If you look on the left for me, you can see, you've heard of the Rose, Chester's shops, medieval shops. There's only one still open in Lower Bridge Street here, that was it. If you look at the black and white building on the left hand side, the Tudor house, look to the top of there, you can see that leans 2 to 3 feet out of true. And they tell me that was hit by a cannonball during the English Civil War. There's 2 dates on that building. It's supposed to be one of the oldest buildings in Chester. That's 1503 and 1603. It was probably built in 1603. On the left you've got King Olav's Church there, and that was dedicated to the Norwegian king because the Irish-Norwegian settlement were in this area and they were responsible for the tanneries. If you look ahead of the bus now, you can see the bridge gate, and that was the little bridge just beyond there is the only connection, or was the only connection, between England and Wales at one point. But if you look on the right hand side at Benson's in the Billet, now Benson's at the Billet was the townhouse of the Earl of Shrewsbury, and the Earl of Shrewsbury would have collected the tolls from the bridge gate, particularly as the Welsh came over the little old bridge into Wales. Okay, Benson's at the Billet. I don't know if you want to count the panes of glass. Have a competition on the way back. If you can see, that dates back to about 1664. And when you can see the little wooden gates at the top there, can you manage to see it? Like a wooden window. Yeah. And that's where the flour and stuff would have been stored. There would have been a hoist there from the streets up to there to store the flour for them. As we come round now, you can see we've gone under the bridge gate. You can see the little old bridge there. That was originally built in timber, but because the river is tidal, it would flood and wash that little bridge away. So about the 14th century, they rebuilt it in stone. Where you can see the 5 arches, the 7 arches rather, they're different sizes because they had trouble finding suitable foundations. Your friend's actually missing all the best bits, videoing that side. All the best bits are on that side. Just on the left there you can see a good example of the red sandstone that Chester is actually built on, and that sits in Edgar's Field, and King Edgar, going back to the 900s, actually had his palace on that field there, and he was rowed by the 12 princes of the kingdom from there to St John the Baptist Church, and they rowed him across the river to actually pledge their allegiance to him. The kingdom was originally called Mercia and split later into the smaller kingdoms which became the shires. And it was the princes that rowed him across to St John the Baptist Church. Oh dear, what's going on down here, Dave? Yeah. Alright.
Right.
Oh, that's a big excitement there. We'll have to find that now. Right, if you look across the river, can you see just slightly opposite now, that little white cottage? When I photographed that quick, if you can see it, that little white cottage got the official postal address of Nowhere, Chester. And the inspiration it was for John Lennon's I'm a Nowhere Man. It's true, I'm not kidding. Look on the left, you can see that very solid archway there. Ignore that there. Now that archway is Chester's Grosvenor Bridge, and that was built in 1831. And it cost over £30,000 to actually build that bridge in 1831. When it was built, it spans over 200 feet, and it was the longest single-span stone bridge in the world when it was built. It was opened by Princess Victoria in 1832. And there's no points for guessing what we're passing there. Just on the right-hand side, you can see there Chester's very famous race course. And you can see there's a race meeting going on today, tomorrow and Friday. Be really busy here in Chester. Okay, now the racecourse is Britain's oldest and smallest racecourse. When the river started silting up towards the 15th century, it left us with a little island that became Chester's racecourse. It was known as the Rudi or the Rudi. Now Rud means cross, and I was for the eye of the island. And there is a base of a cross still in the centre of the racecourse. It's the only racecourse where the horses actually run anti-clockwise. They go backwards in Chester. Don't really. They go anti-clockwise instead of that way around. It's completely on the curve. It's about 1.25 miles. And they tell me that the horses go anti-clockwise because if they went the right way round, or the clockwise if you like, they'd run into the river. I think horses are a bit more intelligent than that, but there you go. It was also known as the soup plate, or the soup bowl at one point. Down on the left-hand side there you've got the cemetery, and that's Overley Cemetery. That was created in 1848 by a gentleman called Thomas Penson, and that had lovely landscape gardens and a lake when it was first done, but it's got a little bit crowded now. It's the dead centre of Chester as well. You missed that, didn't you? Did you get it? Right, there's a couple of, if you look straight ahead, can you see where the gates are, where those cars are parked? That's the side entrance to the Duke of Westminster's estate. His main entrance is about 3 or 4 miles down the road, and his estate is set in about 10,000 acres. It's huge. Very grand gardens and lakes. It's open later in the year to the public, only a couple of times a year. But
You getting nice and wet?
Yeah. Love.
After a big hand. Who owns the plane? Couldn't believe it. We wanted to play. sleeve down, blown up, a big mess. Got a 3-car run, I just kept getting enough wash every time. I kept on getting the same. The Yorkshire bag.